Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the July 2025 Market Insights. Let's get cracking. Quick update from NAR, the National Association of Realtors, concerning buying a home and getting a loan. That VA loans themselves require zero down, that Fannie and Freddie require a minimum of 3%, FHA at 3.5%. The median down payment for the average first time home buyer is 9%, and that there's a common misconception that it's a minimum of 20% down for a conventional loan. The days of that are a little bit obsolete and no longer required. So make sure you're working with a great lender as you begin the process for buying a home. John Burns did a great job with a quarterly update of what's happened in the second quarter for 2025. The five or six, eight key headlines are later in life milestones for U.S. home buyers. They're looking for activity, fit finish, and technology. The built to rent market has had modest growth. There's been area success within the regions of the United States, the Southwest being one of them. Home buyers, new home builders are long been using incentives to help buy down interest rates the last couple years. And in addition to that, for the first time, the cost of a new home is converging with the cost of a resale home, and that new home buyers and builders are not only having to do incentives to get their home sold, uh, but they're also for the first time having to lower their price. It's a key thing there. Tariffs are certainly having an impact and creating some uncertainty. And finally, for 55 and older who are looking a lot of times to downsize, they want to be close to family. They're looking again for technology, healthcare, and activities. And that's what is key in a lot of new homes. Here in Arizona, there's been an advanced focus on the semiconductor collaboration with Mexico, and there's some great insights happening there. Phoenix is still one of the top markets for new home building. It's currently third in the nation. New homes construction are still thriving in spite of higher interest rates. And again, another key point where resale home prices have dropped the last 3 months consecutively here in Arizona. NAR is a great slide here that 2023, 24 have been difficult years by their definition, that there's been an average of 4 million homes sold, and that 2025 is shaping up to be a repeat of that, at least at this point. So far in the year, there's been no real recovery. The red box on this graph is showing the last 2 years of transactions in the beginning of 2025. And there's just a lot of uncertainty still in our marketplace. For sellers who are getting ready to list their home and looking at staging, I love this slide very, very much. That if you're only going to do one room, do the living room. Second, primary bedroom. Third, kitchen. That it does make a difference in terms of getting your home sold. Staging becomes vital. Chris Camacho, longtime CEO for the Greater Phoenix Economic Council, after 17 years, has stepped away. He's going to go to work for Axon. Axon, of course, is the taser company based here in Scottsdale. And for 17 years, Mr. Camacho has been at the right hand of the various governors. He's been a great ambassador promoting why move your company to Arizona, and I'm sure he'll do great things with the Axon Corporation. What I'd like to have you take away from this slide here, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of the trends, is we're going into a seasonality, a little bit of a slowdown in the summer. People are working on vacations, getting out of the heat, getting ready to go back to school. And that seasonality wise, the month of August and the month of December are the two slowest months of the year for closings. And the current active, pending, and closed are trending slightly down, which is a seasonality thing. A little bit more time here today, ladies and gentlemen, on some simple math. Again, there's about 19,000 active listings, give or take, in Maricopa County, 124 doors per zip code. That's single family, townhome, condo, manufactured home. The average zip code right now, 124 doors. With the pressure on the market, and we are trending down just slightly. We're one of the few in the state or in the nation that are trending down, uh, showing some significance. We're down about $6 per square foot so far this last month. And looking at getting your home sold from a buyer agent standpoint, we want to be in the market. So if there happens to be, let's just say, 9 homes available for sale, the 2, 3 homes with the best value, the best fit finish, the best location are the ones that are quote in the market. That second tier, like, hey, I'm just $5,000, $10,000 more than these other 2 or 3 homes. That could be the difference of your house getting sold or your house being parked. We refer to that, ladies and gentlemen, as no man's land. No man's land. And then those last 3 homes, if there happen to be 9 that were being competitive, the last 3, maybe 20, 25, $50,000 more, we deem those truly out of the market. This graph here, what I want to point out in the bottom right, the red lines are showing the last several months of just a slight downtrend in dollars per square foot of sales. And the last 2 red lines represent the month of June and the previous month. And just in the last 30 days, the average sale price has gone down $6 a square foot. At the same time, we have what a lot of people would refer to as a normal market, 3.67 months, but that is a bigger supply than we've had for such a long time. Our absorption rate at 26, almost 27%. That means if we have 10 homes for sale, just under 3 of the 10 sell every month. Those are the ones that are quote in the market. As we move into some specific numbers here, if we hover over all of Maricopa and include Pinal County, both those combined are down 3.2% for the year. That's the yellow slide dial. When we split out Maricopa and Pinal County, it really turns out that Maricopa County is down 3.3%, while Pinal County is down 0.3 of 1%. And the gap there is still $60 a square foot. Lower priced homes seem to be doing very well. When we look at the numbers, I personally love this graph that Armless came out with a few months ago. Average sale price in Maricopa County, $631, and the average new list $650. Not a big gap there, $18,000 give or take. In Pinal County, average sale price $391, with the average new list $431. There's closer to $45,000, $50,000 gap there. Just a heads up on that. We're looking at trends here for active listings. They are down from the peak just a couple months ago. As we look at under contract, we've leveled off from last month. In fact, June under contract slightly higher than May. Big thing here is closed transactions. Now that's where the seasonality is really showing up, and that's down several doors from where we were the last 2 months. New residential listings for the month of June, you're going to see that trend down. That's where the seasonality is really showing up for us. Also, please know that there's a slight increase in canceled and temporary off-market homes. Some bright news here in Paradise Valley. Paradise Valley continues to thrive. It's currently up 24% from a year ago. People are acquiring a property, scraping it, building new. People are acquiring a property, making a significant update and reselling it, or sometimes adding square foot. And so our average sale price $4 million. Our average new list is $4 million. That is the going rate at PV, if not higher. At the same time, Phoenix is down 2.9%. Average sale price $570, new list $596. As we close out, we're going to spend just a minute here in Scottsdale. So Scottsdale is actually up 4.4% from where it was a year ago. That's a true statement. And the average sale price $1.2 million, and the average new list $1.25 million. But there's a secondary story here in the city of Scottsdale. Again, Full-time residents at a 250,000, second winter visitors an additional 250,000. But Scottsdale also has a lot of condo townhome lifestyle here for those temporary visitors. And so if we split this out and divide out into single family and townhome, Scottsdale's average sale price is $1,600,000 and new list $1,500,000 for single family homes, while at the same time 675 and 625 for townhomes and condos. Ladies and gentlemen, please know it's our privilege to serve. If we can be of service, Eliza and myself, please reach out. If you need a tighter drill down into some numbers, happy to provide that to you. We want you to have a good, safe summer. Travel safe. Christmas in July. Please enjoy. Have a purposeful impact.